Good day, you're welcome to English 211, Forms of Literature 1, Prose Fiction. Study Session 1, Distinguishing Features of Non-Fictional Prose. Introduction. There are two categories of prose literature, non-fictional prose and fictional prose. This study session will focus on non-fictional prose. Specifically, we will examine features of non-fictional prose and its types. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to discuss autobiography and differentiate it from fake autobiography. Contrast autobiography and memoir. Define biography and give examples. Categories of prose literature. Prose literature can be categorized into two, non-fictional prose and fictional prose. Non-fictional prose is a branch of literature comprising narratives dealing with facts and reality, such as biography, history, and the essay. In other words, non-fictional prose refers to narratives which are factual or true. It deals with an account of real life or event. Examples of non-fictional prose include autobiography and biography. Autobiography is the story of a person's life written by him or herself. It embraces a number of forms including memoirs, diaries, and letters. But the form proper usually involves the interaction of character and external events over a substantial span of a person's life. Autobiographical works are by nature subjective. The inability of the author to accurately recall memories has in certain cases resulted in misleading or incorrect information. Some sociologists and psychologists have noted that autobiography offers the author the ability to recreate history. Victims and opponents of totalitarian regimes have been able to present striking critiques of these regimes through autobiographical accounts of their oppression. Among the more renowned of such works are the writings of Primo Levi, one of many personal accounts of the Shoah. Similarly, there are many works detailing atrocities and malevolence of communist regimes. For instance, Nadezhda Mandelstam's Hope Against Hope. Until recent years, few people without some genuine claim to fame wrote or published autobiographies for the general public. With the critical and commercial success in the United States of such memoirs as Angela's Ashes and The Color of Water, however, more and more people have been encouraged to try their hands at this genre. This trend has also encouraged fake autobiographies, particularly those associated with misery leads, where the writer has allegedly suffered from being a part of a dysfunctional family or from social problems or political repression. A notorious recent example is Fragments by Benjamin Wilkomiski. The term fictional autobiography has been coined to define novels about a fictional character written as though the character were writing their own biography, of which Daniel Defoe's Moll Flanders is an early example. Charles Dickens' David Copperfield is another such classic, and J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye is a well-known modern example of fictional autobiography. Bronte's Jane Eyre is yet another example of the fictional autobiography, as noted on the front page of the original version. The term may also apply to works of fiction purporting to be autobiographies of real characters. For instance, Robert Nye's Memoirs of Lord Byron. Examples also include Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom, Olaudah Equiano's The Interesting Narrative of the Life of Olaudah Equiano, or Gustavus Vasa the African, and Awo, an autobiography of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. There are fake autobiographies in which the author writes a fictional story but makes it appear as if the major character is writing his or her own story. Memoir. A memoir is slightly different in character from an autobiography. While an autobiography typically focuses on the life and times of the writer, a memoir has a narrower, more intimate focus on his or her own memories, feelings, and emotions. A memoir is a form of autobiography that subordinates the author's personal life to the public events in which he or she has participated. In some cases, as in Simon de Beauvoir's Memoirs of a Dutiful Daughter, the public event is a representative character of the life. In de Beauvoir's case, the degree to which the early life typified the upbringing of a young girl in her time. More usually, the form serves as a vehicle for a personal account of specific public events. An example is present at the creation, the Memoirs of Dean Acheson, the Secretary of State during the establishment of the United Nations and the conduct of the Korean War. Wole Soyinka's Ake, The Years of Childhood, Ishara, A Voyage Around Essay, You Must Set Forth at Dawn, and Ibadan, The Benkelemes Years are examples of memoir. Memoirs have often been written by politicians or military leaders as a way to record and publish an account of their public exploits. One early example is that of Leonel Lopez de Cordoba, who wrote what is supposed to be the first autobiography in Spanish. The English Civil War provoked a number of examples of this genre, including works by Sir Edmund Ludlow and Sir John Reresby. French examples from the same period include the Memoirs of Cardinal de Retz and the Duc de Saint-Simon. Biography. A biography is a detailed description or account of someone's life. More than a list of basic facts such as education, work, relationships, and death. Biography also portrays the subject's experience of those events. Unlike a profile or resume, a biography presents the subject's life story, highlighting various aspects of his or her life, including intimate details of experience, and may include an analysis of the subject's personality. Biographical works are usually non-fiction, but fiction can also be used to portray a person's life. One in-depth form of biographical coverage is called legacy writing. Biographical works in diverse media, from literature to film, form the genre known as biography. Akin Omoburiyowo's Awoism select themes on the complex ideology of Chief Obafemi Awolowo is an example of biography. Vincent Carreter's Equiano, the African, the biography of a self-made man, is also a biography. Study session summary. In this study session, we discussed the major types of non-fictional prose such as autobiography, memoir, and biography. We also highlighted their fundamental features. We noted that autobiography is a true story a person writes about his or her own life. That memoir is a true story in which the writer gives detailed accounts of his or her participation in an event or account of a section of his or her life, and a biography is a true story about another person's life.